if you look out in nature, one of the main things you can learn from nature, one of the principles, is resourcefulness. And for example, I was curious one time about how, well, what other animals aside from us eat coconuts, because of course because of the hard shell. And well, I asked ChatGPT, and the answer was that actually there are monkeys, there are crabs, there are rats, there are, I believe, also a kind of squirrel, and each of these animals has a different method of opening these coconuts. And for example, most of them actually try to do so when these coconuts are, they've already fallen and maybe they've broken already, or they're at a stage of ripeness where they're not super hard, the shell. The monkeys, I think, throw them and try and break them. They don't moan and whine or complain. They just use what they've got. And I'm currently at the stage where I don't exactly have the most incredible gear, but I'm just using what I've got, and I'm just sorry, I've got a bit of a cough, but I'm just using what I've got and just trying to get creative, or well, having to get creative, if you will, but no, I'm choosing to. But in an ideal world, I know that there's a thing called a C stand, I'm pretty sure, where, obviously just comes up and then it comes out this way, and then I could just film from straight above. But because I don't have that, I've got this tripod I have for my phone, and I've got it kind of just leaning against my desk, and it's in there against the wall so it doesn't tip over. And then, because this doesn't lean down perfectly, so I'm trying to achieve a kind of up-down effect. And then I'm trying this kind of above shot where, yeah, you can see me in the mirror, and I took inspiration from Gog, so big shout out to Gogs. He's a big inspiration for me when it comes to cinematic filming. I think he's super creative and probably one of the best creative creators on YouTube. But yes, that's the lesson for today. Just use what you've got. Don't say, because I could easily say, this is what most people do. I want to get into filmmaking, but I'll do it maybe next year, or, I'll start when I have a proper camera, or I have a proper tripod, C-stand, or just proper gear. No. If you say now that I'll start then for first of all, you're extremely unlikely to actually ever start. And second of all, if you actually do start when those perfect conditions arise, then you're far more likely to just give up, because you were never trying and making sure things work out no matter what in the first place. And then third of all, since you've waited for the perfect conditions and things never really are perfect, as soon as inevitably something becomes not so perfect, you once again may give up. So basically just start now. And there's a quote from Alex Hermosi, he's an entrepreneur that I quite like, and he said, "There are no perfect conditions. Starting is the perfect condition." Or sorry, don't wait for the perfect conditions to arise. Starting is the perfect condition. Something along those lines. And that's true, because all you truly have control over directly is what you do. And the thing is that if we wait for perfect conditions, then, well, once again, of course, nothing ever is perfect. And it's also a fundamental principle that change is the only constant, which means that certainty is an illusion. And we could go deep here with this, but basically the point is things change all the time, and we just cannot try and rely on the weather being perfect, or us having a certain amount of money, or the right gear, or whatever. If we start now, if you imagine a kind of graph, and if you're at your trough, so at the bottom, where it's hardest, if you wait until, you're at the top and things are dandy, things are easy, then as soon as things go back down, then you're probably going to struggle, and that's where most people give up. Whereas, if you start on the bottom, where things are already hard, that means that when things become easy, well, you're flying. You've already gotten into that thing when things were hard. So by the time things are easy, you're flying. And that's a random example. Let's say it was business or something else, but you get the point. Basically, just don't wait. There is no tomorrow. Start now. Do not wait. I wish you all the best, and well, until next time. Ciao.